The movie starts in 1899. We meet a handsome young man named Madfee. He works as a delivery guy in the city. Thanks to the snow covering the streets, he skates to deliver orders, and he's the fastest in town. Everyone knows him as the best delivery guy around. But one day while delivering, he gets delayed. Badly. Why? The minister's carriage is blocking the street. The traffic is a mess. Madfee struggles to get through, and the delivery is late. When he returns, his boss fires him. Madfee tries to explain, but the boss doesn't care. Now he's jobless, sad, and lost. Just an ordinary guy with no money. All this just because the minister passed by. The minister's name is Nikolai. He's not alone in the carriage. His daughter Alice is with him. We also learn he's married to a woman named Safrina, who hates Alice and treats her badly. Alice struggles with her stepmother and her father. She can't live her life or enjoy her age. Her father forces her to act proper, learn fancy manners, and ignore her own passions. But Alice loves chemistry. She dreams of studying it, but Nikolai won't allow it. Back then, girls weren't supposed to study or work, so she keeps her love for learning a secret. Her relationship with her father is tense. He criticizes everything she does, so she stays silent to avoid more fights. Meanwhile, Madfee's still in the streets, looking for work. He sees a man drop his watch and runs to return it. The man, impressed by Madfee's speed, introduces himself. His name is Alex. He asks Madfee about his job, and Madfee says he's unemployed. Alex offers him a job that suits his skating skills. He tells Madfee to meet him that night for details, and Madfee agrees. Later, Madfee helps his sick father with work. They have a strong bond. On their way home, Madfee tells him about losing the job. His father's sad but encourages him, saying something better will come. Still, Madfee is worried. His father is very ill with tuberculosis, and there's nothing he can do. That night, Madfee meets Alex again, this time with a group of young men. They're a gang that steals from the rich. Madfee refuses at first. He says he's not a thief, but they argue. They're just taking back what's theirs. They tell him his speed could earn him a lot. Madfee remembers his sick father and starts to consider. As they walk, they pass Minister Nikolai's mansion. The guys tease him, daring him to steal something from inside. Madfee gets upset and accepts the challenge. He climbs the wall and accidentally ends up in Alice's room. She panics and throws a lit candle at him. His clothes catch fire. He jumps outside, rolls in the snow to put it out, and escapes. After they run off, Madfee tells Alex he'll think about the offer and walks away. The next day, Minister Nikolai holds a meeting with the police after the attempted robbery at his mansion. They plan a crackdown on street gangs. A new idea comes up: train officers to skate so they can chase thieves more effectively. Nikolai agrees and orders it immediately. Meanwhile, Madfee tells Alex he's in. Alex is thrilled. A talent like Madfee is rare. They start training him in theft and escape. At first, Madfee's nervous and clumsy, but with time, he improves, fast. Soon he's a pro. No one can catch him. Days go by. One day, Madfee notices his father's health is getting worse. He takes him to the hospital. There, he hears the worst. His father's condition is critical. The only treatment is in Germany, and it's insanely expensive. Madfee is devastated. He has no idea how to get the money. He walks out of the hospital, lost in thought. Later, he joins Alex and the gang on the streets. Thanks to Madfee's speed and skill, they pull off multiple heists. Among their loot, they find 2 invitations to a luxurious Christmas skating party for the elite. Alex sees a golden opportunity. He chooses Madfee to go with him. His clean looks won't raise suspicion. They suit up in fancy clothes and sneak into the party. Inside, they split up and start stealing from the guests. But after a few complaints, guards and skating officers start getting suspicious. They begin scanning the crowd. Madfee and Alex sense danger. They decide to leave before things go south. As Madfee heads out, he bumps into Alice. She recognizes him from the night he broke in, but instead of turning him in, she gives him an address, asking him to meet her later. There's a spark between them. Alex pulls him away just in time, and they escape. Back at their hideout, the gang celebrates. It was their biggest haul yet. But things turn dark. When Madfee gets home, his father catches him drunk, and with a big stash of cash. He immediately realizes his son has turned to crime. In shock and anger, he hits Madfee. Madfee, hurt and ashamed, storms out and leaves the house. The next day, Madfee meets Alice at the spot she mentioned. She tells him he owes her, since she didn't report him, and asks for a favor. Pretend to be her husband so she can register for a science course. Back then, women couldn't enroll unless approved by a father or husband, so Alice is sneaking behind her father's back and needs Madfee's help. Madfee agrees. They head to the registration office, but things go wrong. Their story doesn't match, and the officials reject her on the spot. Alice storms out, frustrated. Madfee chases after her and tries to apologize. At first, she wants nothing to do with him, but he doesn't give up. Eventually, she forgives him, and they start to bond even more. Madfee invites her out on Christmas Day. She hesitates, but eventually says she'll think about it. Time passes. Christmas arrives. Minister Nikolai is out for a ride with his wife, leaving Alice alone, sad and forgotten. Suddenly, she hears Madfee calling from beneath her window. She hesitates, then smiles and sneaks out. They spend a magical night together, skating and laughing under the snow. Days later, Madfee joins Alex and the gang for another market heist. But this time, it's a trap. The police, now trained in ice skating, ambush them. A wild chase breaks out. The gang barely escapes with their lives. The next day, Madfee decides to make peace with his father. But tragedy strikes. He finds his father dead. It's too late. Madfee is shattered. He swears to leave crime forever, to honor his father's memory. That same night, Alice is hit with her own heartbreak. Her father finds out she's been studying in secret. Enraged, Nikolai burns her books and locks her in her room. It breaks her. She decides to run away, to Paris, where she can finally study freely. Alice escapes the mansion and rushes to find Madfee. Meanwhile, Madfee heads to the gang's hideout to tell Alex he's quitting. Alex is disappointed, but lets him go. Alice arrives and tells Madfee everything: her escape, her plans, and how she brought her jewelry to help pay for his father's treatment. But Madfee breaks the news. His father is gone. She hugs him. They hold each other. Alice asks him to come with her to Paris. He has nothing left here. Madfee hesitates, then says yes. For the first time, hope returns to his eyes. But suddenly, sirens. The police surround the hideout. Alex panics and decides to use Alice to negotiate. He threatens to hand her over unless they let the gang go. Madfee protests, but it's too late. The police take Alice, then double-cross them. They open fire. A brutal fight breaks out. The gang is wiped out, except for Madfee and Alex. In the final moments, Alex sacrifices himself, buying time for Madfee to escape. Madfee dives into the icy river and disappears into the night. Alice is returned to Minister Nikolai, who's furious. Furious she ran away. Furious she was found in a gang's hideout. In a cold, calculated move, he decides to punish her by forcing her to marry Arkady, the officer who led the assault on the gang. He announces the wedding to the city. Madfee hears the news. He knows it's not love, it's revenge. He waits for the right moment and finds it on the wedding day. Disguised as a palace worker, he sneaks past security and reaches Alice. They escape. Arkady discovers their disappearance and rushes to the train station. There, a brutal showdown unfolds. Arkady tries to finish Madfee, just like he did the rest of the gang, but Madfee fights back. As the train begins to move, Madfee and Alice make a run for it. In a last desperate shot, Arkady fires his gun. He thinks he's killed Madfee, but the bullet only hits Madfee's skates. He's alive. Madfee and Alice make it onto the train and leave everything behind. They start a new life in Paris. 4 years later, Minister Nikolai travels to Paris. He hasn't seen his daughter since she disappeared. To his shock, Alice is now one of the top doctors in the city. He attends one of her lectures, watching her teach young students. For the first time, he feels proud. Alice is now a mother. She and Madfee have a child together. They live a peaceful, happy life, far from their dark past. And that's how the story ends. A new beginning, born from struggle and love. If you enjoyed this film, don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily movie recaps. See you in the next one. Bye.